It's Chris Watkin here with Jerry Lyons, the king of estate agency content marketing. Jerry, what does content marketing to estate agency mean to you?
So what it means to me is an estate agent being useful. Now, not in terms of in terms of useful, like talking about property, but also a bit like what you do. You know, you're useful for an estate agent to learn about a range of different things. Now, if I was, or my clients, what we say to them is be useful in your area. So don't just talk about property. Talk about
surely just putting all your properties up on, on Facebook for all your Rightmove listings is brilliant, isn't it?
That's lame.
Why is it lame?
Let's see. Right, because anyone can do that. It requires no creativity. It requires no local knowledge. All you're doing, bang, bang, listing. So talk about the local football team. Are they doing well? The local school that's just had a great Ofsted. I think that estate agents need to see themselves as being like Rupert Murdoch. A bit like yourself, you use all the channels to get all the content out there. And estate agents need to do that locally. They need to be seen as a source of more than just property information, of local information.
So talking about what's happening to schools, getting involved in the community, talking to community leaders, that sort of thing, the local fete, things like that.
I see a few agents doing it now. Luke Sinclair, you probably know him, Leicester agent.
Yeah.
He goes and interviews local businesses. Now, if I lived in his town, I'd be interested in that. So I think that's what agents got to start thinking, what's going to interest the audience rather than, because listen, people, how often do they sell their house?
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Every 15, 16 years.
They always want to know what's happening in their square mile, in their neighbourhood. So that's what they need to do, I think.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Have you got any top tips for agents out there that they can do some real quick wins themselves?
Right, don't sound like estate agents would be a good start. Don't come out with the typical patter. Be honest, be real, be consistent. Like I know you're hammering it, and I look at what you're doing and think, geez, I wish I had the time to be that on the ball. But it works because everybody knows
drip.
Yeah. There's dripping as well, but with the drip, but it's got to be good drips. Don't just, like what you started off with by saying about and posting Facebook listings, unless it's a wow property, Other top tips would just be be consistent, be real, keep it so hyper local.
Hyperlocal's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I teach my clients, I show them a technique called being the digital mayor, of which you mentioned Luke Sinclair. Luke is one of my first pupils that I taught him how to do that digital mayor stuff.
He's followed you well.
There you go.
He's like Karate Kid, you're like Mr. Miyagi.
There you go. Wax on, wax off. And what he's doing is he's talking to people. He's talking to the local, the schools, the coffee shops. Which, to be honest with you, you could almost say, well, what the hell is talking to a coffee shop or a school? Well, it'd be boring to me and you, but in Leicester, it's like a drug, and people just jump on it. And then next to the video about the school is a property. Is a video about a property.
Yeah.
And they can talk about his services.
Yeah, 100%.
One final tip for the guys out there in estate agency land.
One final tip. Right, what would it be? Just be real. Just be authentic. And always think about the audience. It's not about what's in it for you, it's what's in it for the punters that are watching.
And what can you do, Jerry, to help agents on this journey? Because it's really hard work producing content.
It is. We produce articles that have been turned into vlogs. So purely by chance. There's a guy, Oliver Press, picked my pad, Manchester somewhere.
Yep.
Very cleverly, he took our articles. I use this as a script. So we do stuff like that. We do a lot of articles. At the moment, it's all award submissions we're doing at the moment, because you know about the property PR expert side of things as well. But I just say to agents, just challenge the perception of you by being real.
Jerry, you are good enough. Thank you.
Thanks for that, lads.
Cheers. Thank you.